terrible theory. Pretty much Freddy Fazbear was a Nazi base. Oh my goodness, guys. This might be a contender for the adult theory mentioned in an earlier video, guys. Pretty much this dude goes on to say that World War II occurred between the years of 1939 and 1945, and that Mike the security guard is most likely living in the year 1991. And the animatronics are not only machines, they still have the flesh intact with mechanical suits for a reason before the establishment of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. He says that the building was a laboratory that performed inhumane acts, a torture house started by two scientists, John Smith, an American scientist, and Abel Hines, I don't know how to say that, a Nazi scientist. Yeah, they knew a lot about eugenics, you know, a lot of people thought he was crazy, but no, not John. Oh no, not John. John was like, I bet. That's cool, buddy. You know, until they went and they bought a factory or whatever in America, I guess. And pretty much it was a torture house, you know. They used Chica and a purple bunny apparently to start luring kids like through the sewers because apparently adultery vision was really bad. So they took both these suits, freaking a purple bunny and a freaking chicken, whatever they want to call it, bro. Put music in their cavities and stuff and started luring kids into the sewers and then into a torture lab where they were doing experiments because, I quote, it was easier to take genes from a child than it was for an adult. I don't know how true this is, but that's what he said. Apparently their female bodies were weak and fragile, so they were easier to sacrifice. They were hopeless children and they would cause a greater cause. Okay, so apparently most of the kids were useless until they found some twins, started working on the twins. Apparently it was freaking amazing for them, I guess. They reversed the aging. They were happy to do that about that, you know. I guess things started going south pretty quickly, you know. And apparently they started behaving human-like, and that's the origin of the animatronics. Yeah. He has a whole entire part 2 of this theory too. So apparently the kids, you know, they were screaming a lot of pain at night. Nobody cared. I guess they thought it was necessary. They didn't care. On top of that, apparently he made it so Chica, or as he calls it, the chicken with the beak, could freaking detect which kids were Jews. Because apparently scientists hated the Jews anyway. They believed they were the fall of Germany, you know, the big conflict in Germany. It was the Jews' fault. You know, of course, these guys are freaking Nazi terrorists. But that's what he said. He said it himself. That they used the second endoskeleton disguised as a large yellow duck with an orange beak to lure the children, but had to make covert changes to its programming. Abel continued to despise the people who believed in Judaism because he believed they were the cause of Germany's economic issues at the time and loss in World War I. This gave him a motive for changes in the endoskeleton, specifically changes making the endoskeleton able to clearly distinguish which child was a Jew. Yeah, this is a contender for one of the worst theories I think of. Everything else besides that is actually pretty spot on for you know, and this was all just FNAF 1, you feel me? Like this was only FNAF 1 out, I'm pretty sure at the time. Like, so this, like, he actually got a lot of things right for the limited things. It's just this has nothing to do with freaking Germany and the Jews and the Nazis. Yeah. But I'll link him in the description if you guys want to go watch his full parts. He explains it a lot more in depth. This was a summary, but that was that.